After his first. 3 times a champion, winner of 14 ranking crowns in all, he is without doubt one of our most important global ambassadors. Here he comes, enter the dragon, Ding Junhui. Performer this season, 5 finals, 3 titles, 50 centuries so far. Bidding for his 4th UK final in York, his first was that epic win over Allen in 11. He is the most decorated left-handed player in history. Give it up for the ace in the pack, Judd Trump.
2 players who arrived here at the start of the week feeling ill, both in rude snooker health. Judd Trump and Ding Junhui clash in the semi-finals of the UK Championship in front of a packed house here at the Barbican in York to play Ronnie O'Sullivan all day Sunday. Doesn't get much better than this.
Thank you. The first frame, Ding Junhui to break.
Ding Junhui, 3 times the champion in this great event, getting us underway against Judd Trump, who won the title in 2011. Just 1 meeting between them. 7-6 to Trump. It's his 60th match in the UK Championship. His very first was as a 16-year-old in 2005 in qualifying round 1, and he played this man, Ding Junhui. Of course, by then had already won a ranking title. Ding beat him 9-2. And he went on to win this for the first time. But clearly, since then, Trump has matured an awful lot as a player. He's looking to reach his 6th final of the season here tonight. So settle back and enjoy what promises to be a very exciting occasion. One of those matches, Dominic, hard to say with any certainty who's going to come through.
Yes, absolutely, Dave. A very good evening, everybody. Slight contrast in styles, perhaps. Being a little more circumspect than Judd, who does like to push the boat out, but why wouldn't he? He's got such an abundance of flair and ability. But they're very close on the head-to-heads. They haven't played for a couple of years. And I definitely think Ding has a good chance tonight, but he'll need to start well because we all know Judd is such a great front runner.
Just one last word on last night. Ding's victory over Mark Williams. It finished at midnight, and as I was leaving the venue about 10 minutes afterwards, Mark was still stood outside posing for selfies and talking to the fans, including that group of Chinese fans who were supporting Ding. They were waiting for Ding to come out after his media. Mark was out there in the bitter cold making time for the fans. Every credit to him for that. You wouldn't have known he'd lost either. That's typical Mark Williams, really.
Well done, Dave, for mentioning that. I saw the similar thing with Kyron after he was bitterly disappointed losing his first match. It's good that players do this. Mistake from Judd. He'd be delighted with the result, though. Somehow the cue balls escaped to the vicinity of the bulk area.
This is the thing when you're trying to sort of work out and look at the stats, who's done what, who's playing well. Little bits of running make a difference, and he's just sent the cue ball there fortuitously into the area.
Brand new cloth, of course. Arena's been completely changed about. We have 1 table now rather than the 2. So conditions will be different to the conditions that the players have been accustomed to. So the table will need a little bit of getting used to. You will see the odd mistake, misjudgment of the angles from the cushion rails, etc.
Foul. Judd Trump 4.
Well, that's just unfortunate from Ding's point of view. He probably played the cue ball to a very similar position, just wanting to leave it near the jaws of the pocket. Now will Judd be tempted by a tricky long red? That's a beautifully struck long red from Judd Trump. Controlled the cue ball very well. And the good thing from Judd's point of view, having played that long red with deep screw, he'll have an idea of the reaction from the
6.
the balls on this new cloth. As you can see, the black will pot into the right corner. Pink will go to the right centre. He'll play for one of them, I'm sure.
Seven.
Yeah, I mean, he's been talking, as Ding has, about not feeling great, but on the table, he's been very impressive. He's only lost 4 frames, beat Mark Selby last night. No one was quite sure how that one would go. But of course was 4-0 up in no time. And there's no question marks about his game, his form, his confidence. 3 titles this season, runner-up at the Champion of Champions as well. He'd already been runner-up in the European Masters, so looking for a 6th final of the campaign. Scored really heavily, 50 centuries, miles in front this season in terms of the century breaks.
$19.
Different, doesn't it, when the second table taken out? It's raising the stakes, more eyes on you around to the table now. But
20.
these two so used to that, of course.
Yes, it is a completely different atmosphere. The banks of spectators are closer to you. There is only one table, so there are no distractions
27.
from the other table.
There it is, just 4 frames he's lost this week.
28.
Pang Zhengzhou 1, Jamie Jones 0. Mark Selby did win 3 last night, but was in serious trouble at the interval. It was sort of damage limitation, really, after that.
$35. $36. Judd Trump 36.
What a surprising miss. Now, if you see a replay of that, you would
Thank
actually
you.
notice that Judd just decelerated slightly. He didn't strike through the cue ball there. And that's why he hit this on the thick side. But he'd be bitterly disappointed because he knows Ding could easily erase that deficit that he faces.
1.
Of course, Ding played 2 qualifying matches, so he's played 2 more matches, and he's had 10 centuries in total in all the matches he's played, which is plenty. 3 last night against Williams. So he is scoring well, and that's his game, of course.
6.
Wow, is Ding on this red? He's looking at a plant, so maybe he's just overrun the cue ball here.
Ding Junhui 6.
Well, yes, it was a mistake from Ding to just overrun the cue ball, but he'd hardly had any table time. He's still getting used to the speed of the table and the reaction of the balls. It's the type of mistake you can easily make.
I think what makes this such an interesting matchup, apart from the fact that 2 great players, is there's only a couple of years between them in age, so they're the same generation. Ding, the slightly older of the 2. They played 4 times at the Crucible. Trump's won 3 of those meetings at the World Championship, including a semi-final back in 2011, 17-15. Of course, he lost to Higgins in a great final. But of course, that was just after he'd won his first ranking title. He's now won 26. Ding is at 14.
Well, slowly but surely these reds are being edged ever closer towards the black, which of course is blocking the pocket. Such a good safety from Judd. It may not be a snooker, but he's very creative with his safety play, Judd. He finds shots and plays shots that a lot of tactical players don't even see.
No, and I can assure you, and you'd know this, when he first played Ding when he was 16, he wouldn't have seen them either, but he's learnt them by playing the great tactical players, and he's absorbed it all and developed that into his game. And it certainly helped his success.
Always a danger of playing the red into the black and knocking it in, but the angle's there for Judd to getting behind the pink and green. One of these players will do it very shortly. Maybe it will be Ding now. That's the risk you so often take. But he can reap the reward from it potentially now with that superb safety shot. And there are lots of gaps in and around these reds. It would be very easy for Judd to leave something on. Very well, Judd there. But can Ding snooker him once more, I wonder, from here?
And already a standoff here, that black over the pocket. Desislava Boshalova in control of the match here.
It's one of those situations though, Dave, isn't it? Because there's such a disparity between the scores. There can't be a re-rack.
That's right. I mean, if it absolutely came to it, it would be up to the player in front to try and open things up. But we're not quite there yet. It's actually quite an interesting little standoff, this. The referee at some stage, you know, we're not there yet, but she could say, you know, 3 shots each, whatever, but then it would be up to Trump to try and get things moving, because he certainly doesn't want to re-rack. Problem is they're both such good safety players, it's hard to see at the moment, unless there's a massive error, or someone knocks the black in even, how this is going to be immediately resolved. Unless he plays a double. That could resolve it. That could resolve it.
There you go. Good thinking from Ding.
Oh, this was so well judged. Judging the slide of the red once it hits the cushion rail. And there you see in that one shot, all of a sudden, all of these reds are potable now.
Nine.
Had to take quite a risk there, Ding. He could have snookered himself easily on the blue. And these are the sorts of frames I feel Ding is going to have to win. He's going to have to score well and make the most of his chances to keep the pressure on Judd
14.
Trump. He's just so full of confidence at the moment. He's always going to be difficult to stop.
Well, Trump, of course, had a very good chance at the start of this frame, missed the black, that's why it was over that pocket. Ding found a way in with the double, now looking to take full advantage, take the opening frame. It always seems to be this tournament where he comes good. Runner-up last year, he's won it 3 times. Something about the Barbican
22.
appeals to Ding, clearly. Remember in the quarterfinals last
23.
year, he won 6-0 against the man he would play tomorrow, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
played Ding many times. I've watched him many times. And these last few years, he's developed
30.
an unusual idiosyncrasy, really, in his cueing. Upon
31.
delivering the cue, he has this almost abbreviated strike of the ball where he looks to strike the cue ball and then stops halfway, pauses again and then strikes it. I don't know how long he's been doing that, or whether it's a psychological thing or whether it's intentional, but it certainly
38.
doesn't seem to be causing him any problems.
$39. $46.
Just trying to work out with the lead that he has, which colours he requires to make getting over the winning line as easy as possible.
47.
Yeah, he was always going to be on the blue, wasn't he? If he could have taken a black, red, black, he wouldn't have needed the yellow, but maybe left it a bit late to work all of that out.
Yes, Ding will need the yellow. But yellow to green wouldn't be straightforward with the pink there, so it may not be too bad for Ding, this.
52.
Well, if there's ever a good time to roll the ball down a cushion rail, it's right now with a brand new cloth when the pockets are going to be playing at their easiest. Needs a good angle on the black to stun up for the yellow, and of course he'll have to be careful that the green and the pink don't act as snookering balls for the yellow. Now, as a player, you tend to think very carefully the way to play this type of stun shot for the yellow. It could be that Ding may use the pink as a target to try and cannon off two cushions. And if he just comes inside the pink, he may cannon the green and he'll still be on the yellow. Oh, he hasn't cannoned it hard enough.
60.
Wow, what a thing to happen. Just needed the yellow.
Well, that looks all right, Dave. I think it's a
Ding
snooker, isn't
Junhui,
it?
60.
Yeah. He'd be disappointed, though, not to kill the frame off. Well, just covered it. So it almost feels like they've started with a deciding frame. It's been full of incident, hasn't it? Trump must get it safe.
It's a very nicely played shot from Judd, but if Ding's canny here, he'll play the yellow into the black in such a way as to knock the black safe.
Well, he must hit the yellow. That's the first thing. Otherwise, he needs a snooker. But obviously, then it's about where it lands. So Ding has a chance to put it away and leave Trump needing a snooker. Fascinating frame. Of course, Trump was going well. Missed that black on 36 initially.
Ding delighted. He didn't get on the yellow the first time of asking, but has now put it away.
Five.
It could be one of the great Saturday evenings, I think, at this tournament. Two players who have plenty of trophies between them. Ding has played really well this week, I think. Scored heavily.
9.
Survived a couple of deciders along the way. Trump, like Ding, not feeling great in himself, but saving his best for the table in what is already a great season for him.
14. $20.
First blood, Ding Junhui in the second semi-final of the UK Championship. The winner will face Ronnie O'Sullivan on Sunday. 1-0 in this race to 6.
Judd Trump trails 1-0 in the early stages of this second semi-final of the UK Championship. Tomorrow it's a best of 19 between Ronnie O'Sullivan and the winner of this match. Will be on air at 1:45 CET. That's 1:45 in the UK. Ronnie O'Sullivan waiting to see who he's going to play. It's going to be a great occasion either way. Of course, memory still relatively fresh of the O'Sullivan-Trump World Final in 2022. But O'Sullivan-Ding is also a special matchup in this sport also. So we look forward to whoever comes through. A great match to conclude the tournament tomorrow. Yeah, there's a lot of excitement. I was just down in the foyer just before we came up to commentate, and a lot of people really looking forward. Obviously, when they bought their tickets, you know, months ago, weren't to know who would be here tonight. But what a result to get Trump versus Ding. Such an important match.
Thank you. The second frame, Judd Trump to break.
Very cold day in York, but inside the Barbican, the action has warmed up nicely here with the start of the second semi-final of the UK Championship. Ding leading 1-0. He's looking to reach a 5th UK final, Trump a 4th. But in terms of ranking finals for Trump, it would be 42, Ding 22. So that shows you just how consistent Judd Trump has been the last few years.
Judd having a look to see if there's a chance of a plant into the left corner, I feel, because there are two reds near the bottom of that pack of reds. That if they pass a couple of the loose ones, could be a plant. Need to be careful here because with that safety shot, Judd has hidden the right-hand side of the pack of reds. There's a lot of traffic over on this left-hand side of the table to worry about. He may take a pot on to leave himself a thin cut on the black, perhaps. What a view that is of the auditorium. Just look at how many spectators are watching this with eagle eyes and anticipation.
Well, no damage done. Yeah, I think for the ideal snooker venue, as we see the attempt again you need two things. One, obviously, is the venue itself, and this is a big hall, and it's a concert venue, nice seating. The other is the actual location that you're in. So when you go outside, there are things to do. And here in York, particularly at this time of year with the market for Christmas, it's just a wonderful place to be. We've been to some venues sometimes, and you know, there's nothing around them. So between sessions or before play, not that much to do, but there's so many restaurants and bars and shops and all the sort of amenities you would want, hotels within walking distance, so it makes it a perfect place to come.
Yes, and of course you've got the famous York Minster, which is quite spectacular. Antique centres, which I've enjoyed this week. Ding may be tempted by a choice of reds to either corner pocket, but there's nothing easy. Much too thin. I think initially Ding did want to have a go at one of the reds into the left corner and almost talked himself out of it. And sometimes as a player you look at the table and think, well, I should go for this. But psychologically you don't feel as though you want to take it on. And maybe that was a situation there where Ding felt like he should take a red on and turned it down, and in the end played a poor safety. Judd has played for a gap between the reds so that he can pop one to the left corner. Just the cannon well for the pink to the opposite centre.
Yeah, I mean, scoring has not been a problem for Trump this season. 50 centuries already. That's as many as anyone made last season. And, you know, we're in the first couple of days of December.
$15. 16.
I saw in that previous camera shot the two reds just below the pink, which are set for a plant for the left corner. Always nice as a fail-safe if things go wrong.
24.
Judd has completely misjudged that.
31.
Don't think it was a fast bounce off the cushion. I just think he didn't kill the pace of the cue ball with enough stun. There's too much topspin on it. You can still make the plant, but of course it's a lot more missable now, and no guarantee of position to a colour from this now.
Well, he got a nice kiss off that red, didn't he?
32.
But he played it well. And, of course, the bonus is he's opened all the reds that he will need to win this frame. A couple saved that he won't need.
Yeah, serendipity in the end, wasn't it? He would be glad now that he finished the way he did on that plant, and he's now opened all the reds up.
37.
Can he continue to score and win the frame from here?
$38.
The great and the good on the wall there. Most of them, of course, knocked out already. And what's been a really excellent tournament,
43.
I think. A lot of close matches, high-quality snooker.
$44.
Didn't sound the best contact, that. No, well, he's having the white clean. It just sounded a bit clunky.
Yes, you could see the red leave the bed of the table there. That took some of the pace out of the cue ball. Plus, I do feel that it's probably meant he's finished a little straighter on the black than he would have done. The most straightforward shot now for positional reasons would be cannoning the red. Oh, he's playing the pink. Well, this is missable. Oh, well done. That's a confident pop.
Yeah, I just think at the moment, because of the success he's had
50.
this season, his confidence is up. Maybe, you know, a year ago, that's the sort of ball he would have missed. Well, the red to the right corner clearly don't go.
Just wonder if Judd might consider a double here into the right centre. The problem is when you're in a good scoring position and things go wrong, you sometimes tempt yourself with something that you really shouldn't be looking at.
He pushed the black safe. I think he tried to do that.
Judge round 50.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. He played a super safety shot there, Dean. Did well to bring the red down this end of the table without it cannoning a bulk colour, but as you can see, it's cannon the black safe. That's another great pot from Judd Trump. Had to play that with a lot of force and side spin to avoid cannoning of the balls with the cue ball.
Yellow ball.
Again, just trying to push one safe, close it all down.
One.
Well, if those two reds are a plant, Judd would have to hit them very thinly. Bit of pinball at the top end of the table there, but it's resulted in the black being tied up even more, and now Judd has screwed the cue ball into the blue. That's gone safe. Sometimes you have to take a bit of a chance as a player. Know that there's a chance you could knock a ball towards a corner pocket. But you have to play the shot anyway. And there, but Judd has got an excellent cue ball. And the red that's closest to this right corner is not easy because of that good cue ball from Judd Trump. Things looking here to maybe pot that red and try and glance off the red to the left of it, which would enable the cue ball to run up for pink or bulk colour.
Well, Trump has controlled things pretty well, having got the lead in the frame. 51 in front, so these reds in open play with colours should be sufficient if he can knock the first of them in.
One.
think he's played a very mature frame overall. He's closed things down.
7.
Hasn't sort of pushed the boat out unnecessarily.
8.
He's got the black, yellow and blue safe and red safe. So just a couple of pots needed and surely going to be one each.
$11. 12.
Well, it'll be 3 snookers with this pink, but the balls are not in good places for Ding.
$18.
Yeah, especially now he's not that in. That's definitely Trump's frame. He's controlled it well. He's known for naughty snooker, but this is the time of year you're judged for
25.
being naughty or nice. And this has been a nice frame for him. He's controlled it well.
26.
Important to hit back, having missed that black in the opener. It's going to be, I think, a fascinating evening between these two great players. Both inspired by the big occasion and the carrot, of course, of playing Ronnie O'Sullivan in the showpiece title match tomorrow.
32. 33.
And of course, two vastly experienced players with over 60 professional titles between them.
Trump's frame
Judd Trump, 33.
got in front with the 50 and very adroitly closed it all down after that and has got it on the board to level up at 1 each. So it's 1-1 in the second semi-final of the UK Championship. Judd Trump levelling up. Tickets go on general sale for next year tomorrow morning. I'm sure they'll be snapped up quickly. And we are returning to York next year. Not a venue Judd Trump has had that much success in. He did win the 2011 UK Championship. I think when it was the flat suit
Thank
him,
you.
it didn't suit a lot of people, but of course this is different. This is much more
Third
prestigious.
Junhui to
Involved in this semi-final, 1 each.
Both players have caught the bulk colours with the safety shots on numerous occasions just because they can't quite judge the angles of the cushions yet. Chance for Judd, tricky red to the left corner. Very nicely played, very controlled pace. Lot of distance between the two balls, but Judd didn't have to power that in. So it's Judd Trump who has the first opportunity here in the third frame. They'll go off for a mid-session interval after 4.
3.
Yeah, and Trump, just looking at the one-year ranking list, I mean, you need a telescope to see him actually so far in front. He'll be in all the Players' Series events. Ding, of course, guaranteed to be in the Masters. The draw will be made tomorrow at the first interval of the final. We know the field now after a Savify was beaten earlier. So Jack Lisowski survives. He was under it today. He couldn't affect the result either. Of course, Trump will be defending that title in a few weeks' time.
Cue ball ran well. I think Judd's on the red below the pink here, which is a bonus.
7.
That just frees the pink up a little more. Once it's respotted, I think it will pot in the left centre and right corner.
Thirteen. $14.
As expected, the cushion rails are rather slow because everything is brand new. The playing surface entirely new. The cloth just put on last night. Judd really powered that yellow in, but the cue ball didn't go that far. It sounded a little heavy to me as well, that contact.
$23. $24.
Well, I don't think he's on the black. He can pot the pink, but he was hoping there to be on the black to cannon into that group of 6 reds, to be on the red next to the cue ball. The frame would have been at his mercy. All of a sudden, he may have a bit of a positional challenge here.
Well, he's got away with it, as you can see. I think the concern for Trump right now is, he's been doing such heavy scoring this season. He's been in first in all 3 frames. Not really made that many big breaks, really. Okay, the 50 in the last. He didn't kill the frame off at that visit. It's broken down there on 24. Yeah, new cloth, so the table will be playing differently. I think that's one of Ronnie O'Sullivan's great... he's got a lot of skills, obviously, but just adapting to a new table and working it out quickly. Wasn't a good safety, was it, from Ding? He sort of bowed his head because he knew that cue ball should have been much closer to the bulk cushion. Trump with his hand on the table here.
brown is the only colour that Ding could, I beg your pardon, Judd could play to
Rainbow.
get amongst the reds with. But it's a missable pot.
Judd Trump 1.
Does he have the snooker there? He may just.
Thank you.
Seemed a slightly bizarre shot choice, really, because unless you can roll up to that red absolutely perfectly, you're going to leave the pot on.
One.
Yeah, so since winning that opening frame, didn't get to pot a ball. Been half an hour. Trump
8.
feel he shouldn't in this frame.
Nine.
Just while we watch this, Dominic, I've got to ask you about your the record that you shared with Peter Lyons has gone, hasn't it? Ding and Mark Williams have taken it. How do you how do you feel about that?
Thoroughly delighted, because I lost that frame. I actually thought somebody else had surpassed that record, actually, in the meantime, but you corrected me. And yes, it was beaten last night. An extraordinary frame. I watched the end of it.
Yeah, 195 points, beating the old record by 3 in a single frame. That was. Ding scored 94, lost the frame.
17.
I don't think I have any records still standing now. They've all been demolished. Well, Judd, I'm sure, would agree with me if I
24.
was to say that was a little careless to have cannon the red with the cue ball there. It's out of position now. I won't quite know what's going to happen with the cue ball here. Potted 2
26.
reds, and that's a big bonus for Judd Trump, because now he's almost home and hosed in this frame. In fact, Ding can only tie.
Amazing, isn't it, that? Suddenly he's 51 in front, 51 on without the colour.
Well, all you've got to do is either pot the black or put the black safe, and Ding effectively would need a snooker because he wouldn't be able to pot the black.
There it is. 2 snookers needed. Ding has contributed, though, in this frame. A couple of wax
33.
safeties. Trump's 16% ahead on the safety plate.
Judd Trump 33. One.
So 51 the difference, 43 remaining, as you can see in our graphic there. But every chance that
7.
Ding could potentially snooker Judd Trump in such a way as
8.
to be given a free ball. That red up in bulk is in a very handy spot there. And that's not bad. Judd can easily
15.
stun the cue ball in behind the yellow. He'll want that red to finish probably close if he can manage it.
Ding Junhui, 15.
It's a snooker, but it's far too easy to escape from. Well, I've no idea what Judd is looking at here. Surely he only needs to come off this top cushion with side spin. Just to the left of the black as we look, hit the top cushion with side spin. He's going to hit the red. Surely it's straightforward. Well, I don't know why he played it with so much swerve. For me, that was a foul. I'd like to see that again. Did he not cannon the black first?
Well, it was close, wasn't it? I mean, no one has reacted at all to it. Here we go.
No, I'm wrong. It was the red.
Yeah, red moved first. To be fair, referee was on the case. Deshislava. Well, you'd be disappointed there. There's a lot of spots for snookers, aren't there? He's not got one. Yeah, it doesn't help, does it, when you're in one yourself? This is the problem with not getting one in the first place.
For me, Judd should just roll this over the yellow pocket, and if he does so, the cue ball will finish behind yellow, green and blue. Could cross double it as well. I didn't like that shot anywhere near as much, I have to say, but what does Ding do? He doesn't have to pot the red.
Thanks.
It's quite dangerous. Look at where the balls are for snookers. Of course, they need to be good ones.
Ding can see enough of this red, he could put it by the brown and get the snooker. And he's played a magnificent shot there. But can Judd just come off this right-hand side cushion with a lot of side spin and hit the red directly that way?
No good to him if it's in, no good to him if it's over. Not that this is necessarily easy where the white is, but of course if the red goes down then it's frame over guaranteed. Yeah, you saw from that angle, you fancied him to get that. So Judd Trump, again, has controlled things pretty well overall. Another frame where he's not won it with a big break. His highest break's still 50 tonight, but the other side of his game is working well. And having lost the opener, he's going to be a frame in front going to the interval.
8.
Big prize, of course, to play in a UK Championship final, especially so against Ronnie O'Sullivan, who of course beat Trump not only in the World Championship in 2022, but the last time they played as well, the Champion of Champions final last year. Trump made a maximum but lost 10-6.
13.
And anyone who's seen the new Ronnie O'Sullivan documentary will have been interested in the chat that they had at the Crucible during that hug that seemed to go on forever. Memories of that are fresh. Could we be watching them again tomorrow? Well, Judd Trump's still got a lot of work to do, but he has moved in front. 2-1 with one frame to come. Ding Junhui just looking to keep himself relaxed between frames here as we wait for Judd Trump to return for frame 4. 2-1 it is to Trump. The final 2 sessions, best of 19. The first of them, first 8 frames tomorrow afternoon, 1:45 CET. That's 1:45 local time for the full studio build-up. Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course, waiting for the winner. He beat Hossein Vafai 6-2 earlier today to reach a 9th UK final. The only man to beat him in one is Mark Selby. He's won his other 7. Of course, it's the 30th anniversary of him becoming the youngest UK champion. Could he become the oldest tomorrow? That'd be something, wouldn't it? We'll find out, of course, live on Eurosport and Discovery Plus all day Sunday. But the question is, who's he going to play? Ding, since winning the opener, has not made much impact on the other 2. Trump, as I say, he's not been big breaks. He has been sort of losing his way when he's been in, but then he's been controlling things and just bringing these frames to a conclusion.
Since winning the first frame with that break of 60, Ding has yet to make a 30 break since then. But Judd hasn't really won any one of the frames that he's won in one scoring visit. He's made mistakes and Ding's had chances. A few safety errors from Ding that have allowed Judd Trump opportunities as he re-emerges. Frame 4 is about to get underway.
Thank you. Take your seats quickly, please. Frame 4, Judd Trump to break.
So frame 4, the last before the mid-session interval. Judd Trump 2-1 in front. So he's only lost 5 frames in this tournament, in the 3 and a bit matches he's played. Of course, Ding played 2 more. He played 2 in the qualifying. He's had 2 deciders, though, already this week.
Goodness me. What a pot that was from Ding. And I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him play a similar shot here on the yellow. He's the wrong side of it, but the pot is very makeable, but he'll have to screw in and out of bulk to come back down the table for a choice of reds. Here we go. Well, Judd is fantastic at that, but Ding has enough life in that cue. It's a 20-odd-year-old cue, this, and it's About 9.3 millimetres the tip size, so he's able to get a lot of backspin out the ball.
3.
Well, I think this is what he needed to get on the attack, having been sort of kept out the last couple of frames.
I need a second.
Referee just asking for a moment to sort the pink out, make sure it's in line, close to its spot as possible, all of that. A lot of the referees here, they were at the qualifiers as well. It's been a long couple of weeks. Those qualifying days, 3 matches a day, some very late finishes.
10. $11.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning actually in the qualifiers sometimes, because the session would start at 9:30 in the morning, 2:30, and then 7 at night, and sometimes some of the morning matches would go on so late they couldn't finish them. Then they'd have to come back late at night after the evening session has finished and complete them then. So yes, very, very late nights in the qualifiers.
16. $17. 24. 25.
Good angle on the black here to stun up into the pink with pace. And the pink would develop all the reds. Oh, he's got to be careful something doesn't find a pocket. Oh, didn't catch enough of the pink. But he still has a chance of a red to the left corner, but he'll need the rest.
32.
Yeah, that stat there, he's missed 3 pots using the rest during the tournament because everyone's different. Every pot is different. Some basically are missable, some are tough. And they come at different points in matches as well. So they're not really sort of equal to each other. If you are just joining us, this is the second semi-final of the UK Snooker Championship. Ronnie O'Sullivan beat Hussein Vafai 6-2. Judd Trump leads Ding Junhui 2-1. Ding is in frame 4.
Well, potted the blue a little on the thin side. That just gave a little extra impetus to the cue ball. Maybe it was enough for it to find the side of the reds there. See, it just went in off that top jaw. It made a difference, so Ding is out of position here. Good start to this 38-point advantage, but by no means decisive.
Ding Junhui 38.
Just on the referees, by the way, Rob Spencer will be taking charge of the final tomorrow. I'm sure he'll be looking forward to that big occasion.
Well, that plant's unmissable if you can only catch the first red in the right sort of area. Oh, nicely played. Could have done with a fuller contact on the green. So 39 points the lead. Multiple choices here for Ding. He can roll it to a colour, or he can put the green in an awkward spot. Not easy to roll it behind the brown. Some players might even consider trying to pot the brown, but it wouldn't be my choice.
Junhui, 1.
I do believe Ding thought he'd potted that. So, a chance for Judd Trump here. 39 points behind. Multiple reds in difficult places.
One. Six. Seven.
Didn't kill the pace of the cue ball again there, Judd. It just wandered on, and this black's a very thin cut back and very little chance of getting on a red. So what does he do? Play safety, bring the green back into play perhaps?
Green ball. Judd Trump, 7. 1.
Another good red from Judd Trump. Controlled the cue ball nicely to avoid cannoning the red and the pink there. But it could have finished better.
Bravo. Judd Trump 1.
Seeing his patience start will come to the fore, his discipline. Found a way back into this frame. There's only 31 in it. Important frame before the interval. Ding looking to level up, having won the opener. Been largely shut out of the next two. But Trump determined to make things tough for him this evening.
Ding could try and cannon the red next to the pink full ball, knock it to the top cushion. Unless he feels he can get in behind that red and land up to the one that's actually on the top cushion. Oh, I think he played my initial suggestion, but just didn't catch enough of the red. But he may have got away with it.
Well, he knocked Mark Selby out last night, but he's sort of channeling Selby at the moment, just trying to keep things as tight as possible for his opponent.
This is awkward for Ding, hampered by the green. There could be a case here for just rolling off the top cushion into the red that's on the side cushion. Oh, it's rolling off, it's rolling off. Oh, goodness me, that turned the last 2 or 3 feet of the course of the cue ball there. Saw that cue ball drift quite significantly to the left as we looked, and how costly will it be, I wonder.
One. Eight. Nine.
Try to leave the cue ball high on the black so he can screw into the 2 reds to develop them. I think he's just about okay. Now, does he come off the cushion and cannon one of the reds away? Screwed into them directly, but it's gone wrong. Interesting frame developing here. It's been in progress just over 15
16.
minutes.
Judd Trump. 16.
Yeah, it's not been the sort of blizzard of breaks that maybe people anticipated. That may come, but you can see the respect they have for one another, the wariness about each other, determined to make things as hard as possible.
cue ball. Was going to run on a little more and leave Ding an opportunity, but it's okay. Ding tempted to go for this red into the green pocket. Oh, well played. That's a beautiful pot. Now that could be a frame winner.
Well, this is one of the shots of the night, isn't it? Not least because at the point that he's pulled it off in this tense fourth frame, he's given himself every chance to make it 2-2 and set up the second half perfectly.
Eight. Nine.
So the black and the red should be sufficient. They've both demonstrated their tough side, I think, this evening. It's not to say the big breaks won't come later tonight, but right now it's about jostling for position. But the odd
60.
wonder shot can turn things, and it was from Ding there, that red to the green pocket. Ooh, it struggles in.
17.
My word. Snooker's needed. They'll have a breather for 15 or so minutes,
24.
and then battle resumes.
Ding Junhui, 24, and the frame.
Trump has seen enough. So a fascinating
24.
match this. A lot of good safety being played. You can see the respect they each have for the other as they battle for a place in the UK Championship final against the great Ronnie O'Sullivan. And right now, as they head off to the interval, they cannot be separated. Judd Trump and Ding Junhui are level. Yeah, myself and Dominic are looking forward to the second half of this match. I think Judd Trump hasn't been at his brilliant best, but he's dug in really well. Played some good safety. And Ding was delighted, of course, to get in with that chance to win the last frame. So it's effectively best of 7 now for a place in the final. These are the key statistics so far. Trump, as I say, ahead on the safety. He's had to use that more than maybe he was planning to. Potting, not much to choose between them. Be interesting to see if either one of them can sort of take control now, or is it going to be nip and tuck all evening?
I thought that was a very interesting observation,
Touching
actually,
ball.
by Neil, suggesting that Judd could be a little tired physically and therefore mentally probably could be a little jaded. He's played a lot of snooker, and it's not nice when you have to play big matches, important matches, when you're not feeling at your best.
One.
It's true, but this is a huge match, and surely adrenaline is going to kick in. It's a massive opportunity to get to the UK final.
Well, earlier this afternoon we saw Ronnie O'Sullivan reach the final by winning 4 successive frames. I just wonder if Judd could do it here, because I think he has a lot more to offer this evening. Made 3 breaks
8.
of 30-something, plus 1 break of 50.
9.
He's played that very nicely. He can cannon the 2 reds above the black now into potable positions.
If anything's going to kick-start the evening for him, it's going to be a break, isn't it? Because that's what he's been doing all season, 50 centuries. And
60.
all the other breaks as well. The highest break so far tonight, just 50.
17.
When you have a loose red placed exactly where that is to the left of the black, you'll always go into the pack of reds with pace. You'll always expect to be on that loose red.
Yeah, they both turned up, didn't they, at the tournament, not feeling great. I have to say,
24.
Dominic, I don't know about you, I've never been at a tournament where so many people have been ill. That's not just the players, it's pretty much everybody backstage battling through, even Rob Walker, who's, you know, usually
25.
the life and soul has been struggling, not been really speaking unless he's announcing the players.
Yes, everybody seems to be struck down with the same malady. I mean, I've been bunged up for a
32.
couple of days, but fortunately for me anyway, I'm a lot better now. Love to just drop this in for the blue, but may have to go up for a bulk colour.
33. $36. $37.
Judd Trump was practising
44.
during the mid-session interval, just trying to keep some momentum in his play. I see a lot of players doing that
45.
now, more than ever before actually. Spend a lot of time on the practice table, and literally a minute before they go out to play the match.
Yeah, and what we've already seen this season is he doesn't just settle for, you know, 5 finals when there's a
52.
6th there for the taking. You know, he won those 3 on the spin. They were all in different parts of the world.
53.
It was question mark, would he go to Wuhan after the English Open? He did, he won it, he came back, he won in Belfast. So however he's feeling, he's going to make a real effort here to put himself into that final.
60.
And this is a great start in the first frame after the interval.
61.
It's red,
68.
and Ding needs a snooker.
$69.
So it's been a really quick kill, just 6 minutes this frame.
Very nice.
73.
One statistic that surprises me
74.
slightly is that Judd's highest break of the tournament is just 124, which I feel is a little lower than I would expect for somebody like Judd. Can improve on it here.
80. 81. 87. 88. 94.
Well, his scoring
95.
this season has been something else. This is for his 51st century of the campaign.
It's more than anyone made last season on tour.
102.
So Judd Trump has really hit the ground running as the players return for the second half. We saw him on the practice table looking to change things up. That's exactly what he's done.
$110. Thank you. 112.
Well, that's a shot you'd really struggle to play at home on your club tables with the older cloths.
115.
So as you can see, 137 available.
119.
This is 5th century of the tournament.
124.
But his high break is still 124 for the tournament because he's missed the pink. But what a great way to start the second half of the match. A swift affair, that 9 minutes, and Judd Trump leads 3-2. Judd Trump then, in just 9 minutes, has won
Judd Trump
the
to
5th
break.
frame of this semi-final, 3-2. There's a chap there in the front row. We were just talking to me and Dominic in the interval. Lars, his name is. He's come all the way from British Columbia, 30-hour journey from Canada, first time at the snooker. Fair to say he's enjoying it, and he's got literally a front row seat for this great match. Just shows the appeal of snooker. Yeah, not a good break-off, was it? And a lovely kiss that for Ding. Well, this match is suddenly changing in terms of the style. We've seen Trump take a frame out in one visit. Can Ding do the same?
Well, I'll wager Ding had no intention of cannoning the red there. I think he tried to come around the back of them. It worked out beautifully. Not entirely sure if the pink spot is available. No, it isn't, so our referee, Desislava Botsilova, is replacing it behind the pack of reds, basically as close as possible to its own spot, because it has to be in line with the spots, as it were, in the middle of the table. It must be placed as close to that red as possible, but without touching it.
15. $16.
A real bonus for Ding. He was able to play for the pink and from it can go with pace into the pack of reds. He'll probably try to play for the red next to the black. Oh, it didn't work out at all for Ding. Again though, it didn't seem the best of contacts. Wow, you can see the cue ball was kicked backwards there. I don't think I've ever seen such an occurrence before.
22. Junhui, 22.
Ding's next safety shot may just bring the pink into play.
One.
That's a very impressive cutback from Judd. Very, very fine cut this. But he could have had a more fortuitous kiss to the green.
Judd Trump.
Judd played that, what a shot it was. Very tricky cueing this for Ding. Oh, that's quite brilliant from there. And he's very unfortunate to have left this red. crowd are beginning to get involved now. The atmosphere raised just slightly. I think they'd love to see a nail-biting conclusion to this match. At the moment, there's every chance of the audience experiencing just that.
One. Eight. Nine.
Probably needs to go into the reds here, Ding. The problem he may have is if the cue ball runs through the reds. Oh, he's played for a loose one. Don't
14.
think there's anything on after this. This may well be the remaining loose red that Ding can play for and has played for. So we'll need an angle on a colour very quickly in order to go into the reds. 36 points the lead, so still needs a good 3 or 4 more reds with colours at least.
$15. $22. $23.
I'm certain these reds would have been a lot better to go into from the blue rather than the black, but it remains to be seen what sort of a split Ding can enjoy here. Not really a good one.
30.
Not on the black.
31.
No, just these little things are going wrong, aren't they? Had he gone on the black there, surely it would have been his frame. So we're back to putting colours safe again. 52 the lead.
31.
Ding could certainly take a pot on here. There's a red into the green pocket, one into the right centre. It doesn't necessarily have to play for a colour if it's too risky.
One.
So another great pot. One into this pocket, didn't we, in frame
8.
4 to effectively win it. Same pocket here. This red should see him home.
9.
So it wasn't one visit stuff, but again, just managed to do enough in the end. Remember the head-to-head between them coming in very close. 7-6. In fact, on the aggregate frames between them, there were only 5 difference.
16.
Trump in front by 5, so it's been closely fought, this rivalry, over the years. Obviously, Trump has enjoyed more success
7.
overall, but when they played each other, it's always been hard to call, I think. Ding against Trump. Remains so tonight. The one factor maybe in Ding's favour, he just seems to play well in York every year. He was in the final here last year.
24.
Seems to enjoy the venue, enjoy the city. Always gets a good reception here.
25.
And his many fans happy with how this frame has panned out in the end.
$32. 33. 39. 40. 44. 46.
'It's another great red. He was already in front of the frame, but that initiated that scoring visit, which has won Ding the frame. 3-3, all square.
So Ding has levelled up 3-3 in the second semi-final of the UK Championship. A packed house, as you would expect here at the Barbican. As I say, tickets on general sale in the morning for next year. And I'm sure people who've been here this year will be snapping them up as quickly as they can. Who will be walking out, though, as defending champion in 12 months' time? Ronnie O'Sullivan, Judd Trump, or Ding
Thank you.
Junhui? Just 3 players left.
Frame 7. Ding Junhui to break.
So Trump looked like he was making a move, but he's been pegged back. 3 each.
Cue ball a long way from the bulk cushion, but for once, the long red hasn't been left from the break-off shot. 2 reds together to the right of blocking one another. I'm looking at that line of reds to the right of the main bunch there. I'm just wondering if there's a chance of a 4-ball plant here. Well, Judd, I felt, did have a quick look at them, so obviously they're not there. But once again, it's caught a bolt colour with the safety. That was a very handy kiss from cue ball to yellow. It's blocked off the left-hand side of the table now. Judd can't do much with this.
Well, it could be a late night, and obviously Ronnie O'Sullivan will be, I'm sure, tucked up in bed, getting ready for the final. But we've seen at the World Championship many times, the player who has a late Saturday night and you think can't possibly recover, comes out absolutely firing. The final is the final. It'll be a great occasion tomorrow. Whoever does come through here.
Very tricky return to bulk here for Ding. Needs to be very precise with the cue ball.
Yeah, that's the view from the audience, and you can see it's pretty intense in there. The forbidding silence of the snooker arena.
Thought that deserved a round of applause. Oh, but that certainly does. What a great pot from Judd Trump, and what a cannon from the back of the pack to the black. He's on it.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 for long potting tonight. This is an absolute perler. And as you say, it just worked out a couple of kisses to be on the black to middle. He is a one-off trump, just the way he plays, kind of his action, everything about him. He's been known about for a long, long time. When he was 7 or 8, you know, he was a big noise in Bristol in junior comps, and then started travelling with his dad. Steve would take him and his brother to Leicester and other parts of Britain. His sort of legend grew while he was still very much in short trousers. He won the English national under-15 title when he was 10. He won the Pontins Open in Prestatyn when he was 13. So even before he turned pro, we knew about him. But then, of course, you have to step up. And it's not easy. He did find it hard at first against some of the real tough match players. But, well, clearly he's now got himself to the very top of the tree.
Yes, I remember Judd as a 13-year-old. He used to play in a tournament run by Ryan Day at the Vets Club in Pontycuma. He got to the final one year, just at 13 years old.
16.
Oh, has that gone just a little astray? Well, initially I don't think Judd was sure that he was on that red, but well, he's on the black, yes, but he's hampered by the red behind it. The easiest pot comfortably here is the blue. I'll be amazed if he plays the black.
Judd Trump, 17.
Wow. Did Judd not look at the blue? I mean, he's an amazing potter, Judd. He wouldn't have been hampered. It was a straight pot. It clearly went past the yellow.
One.
Of course, we also knew about Ding from a very young age. He was a wild card in the China Open 2002. Mark Selby, actually, was a teenager at the time, beat him. Ding just 14 then. And he won the World Under 21, the Asian Championship, the Asian Under 21 Championship, all when he was a teenager. Again, though, had to make the step up, and he did it in style, of course, in his home event, the China Open 2005. Beat Stephen Hendry in the final, sparked the boom in China that everyone now is still benefiting from. That was the day that did it, literally the day. So as much as we look at titles and achievements on the table, his legacy in terms of snooker and the global spread of it is incalculable, really.
Saw the cue ball just arc off that side cushion there into the reds. They've split beautifully. Red closest to the pink certainly pots into the right centre in the left corner.
I
think he felt that was a little bit of a quick bounce. But he's still on the pink with a good angle.
Twenty-one. 22.
Ding hasn't had the lead in this match since winning the opening frame. That break of 60. It's an opportunity for him to take the lead for the first time since then.
$28.
Yeah, and Trump in frame one, as you say, Ding won Mr. Black, didn't he, to that same left corner when he was in and looking good.
33. 34.
Wanted to be straight on the blue, just to stun down for the pink spot. Can't do that now. He may just play a very delicate cannon into these reds. He could avoid them if he wished.
39. 40. 45. 46.
Ding would love to finish just off straight on the bottom red of those three. And then he could nudge the other two into play whilst running through for the black. He may have played that to perfection.
53. 54.
Absolutely. So the sands have shifted here. Started with the missed black from Trump in this frame, but of course Ding also was very effective in the last one. Just starting to look the sharper of the two. Maybe Judd Trump, the tiredness, the
61.
illness, all of it's catching up with him, but also he's playing someone who loves this tournament, loves this venue. Seems to always produce his best snooker in it.
62.
Trump already needs a snooker. He's not going to get the chance. Ding back in front.
69. 70.
'He's made 10 centuries in the tournament, including the 2 qualifying rounds. The record for the UK Championship is 13,
77.
Neil Robertson 3 years ago.
78.
And that was played under the flat draw, so there were more matches than at the venue now.
83. 85. 88. 92.
'Delightful
97.
contribution. Trump, though, had the chance early in the frame. He missed that black. Ding makes his first century of the night. His 11th of the tournament. Wonderful stuff from China's number 1. 110 the clearance from Ding. He leads for the first time since he won the opening frame at 4-3. Just waiting for Ding to return, and it's an interesting point in the match because he's just made a century. He's won the last 2 frames. Can he now start to take a bit of control? If he wins the next, Trump's suddenly in trouble, really for the first time in this tournament. He's, of course, had only lost 4 frames in the 3 matches he won to get to this stage. So this is the most serious trouble he's been in. Whatever happens, we look forward to the final tomorrow. Ronnie O'Sullivan is, of course, already there, and at the first session, 1:45 CET, 1:45 in the UK. We'll have the full studio build-up
best of 19. O'Sullivan aiming for a record-extending 8th UK title. For Trump, it would be a 2nd, for Ding a 4th. And then we move on, after a few days, to collect our thoughts to Swansea for the shootout. The high-octane snooker shootout starts on the 6th of December. That's Wednesday to Saturday, 6th to the 9th of December. Chris Wakelin, of course, memorably made the highest break in the tournament in the final last year, 119, to cap a brilliant week for him. We do hope you will join us on Eurosport and Discovery Plus for the shootout from Wednesday.
Thank you. Frame 8. Judd Trump to break.
Well, lots of support for both players from this crowd, but they certainly enjoyed Ding's century there. 110 to lead 4-3. There's never been more than a frame in it. Let's see if that changes here.
Well, that's certainly not the break-off shot that Judd was looking for. Long red on for Ding. He can take the cue ball off this top cushion between the black and the red. So close. Now, needs a bit of good fortune here. The cue ball's running into bulk. Yes, he'll be pretty pleased with that. Maybe Judd can attempt the red near the yellow. But he's under pressure now, Judd Trump. It's been a little while since he's been under this sort of pressure. Of course, in his quarter-final match, he raced into a 5-1 lead against Mark Selby, who then rallied a little to bring the scores back to 5-3. But Judd's under severe pressure here, because if he doesn't win this frame, he'll be at the point of no return.
Yeah, the graphic there, that refers to centuries at the venue. But Ding, you know, this tournament didn't start in York, it started in Leicester. And Ding had made a couple there as well. 3, in fact. We had 80 centuries in the qualifying, very high standard there. Of course, the top 16, they did start here in York a week ago today. That's why Zhu Se is going to win the high break prize unless someone else makes a maximum, because it counts for the whole tournament. He made 147 in qualifying, 15,000.
It really is astonishing, the swing plane of Judd's cue. Cue is pointing way off to the left in that shot that we saw. But as he delivers a cue, it comes back on course to the right, and he strikes the ball exactly where he wants to most of the time. Very unusual.
It is, isn't it? If a coach saw it and they didn't know Judd Trump was a top player, which would be impossible, but let's play that game, and just saw him, OK, you go and play a shot, Judd, they'd be trying to correct it, they'd be trying to change it. Well, it works for him, so it's not going to change.
And then, Dave, you have Ding here, who conversely is the straightest cueist you'll ever see in your life. Judd will certainly take this red on. It just depends what sort of positional shot he may wish to play from it. Oh, good pop, but where's the cue ball?
1.
Oh, he'll take that. Lovely little ricochet from the top jaw of the middle pocket. Has left him beautifully on the blue. his intended red here to the right corner.
6.
It's the only part of Judd's game that can let him down from time to time, and that's his positional play.
Seven. Twelve.
Yeah, that's frustrating, but in some ways a syndrome of having to recover position. Cue ball sort of travelling further than you would have liked initially.
Judd Trump, 12.
Now is Judd steeling himself in readiness to attempt this very difficult long red. Oh, dear, dear.
1.
That's quite ridiculous. There's so few players in the game that will play a shot like that and expect to get them, and I think Judd does hard to expect to pot those. And now he has a chance. He has an angle on the brown if he wishes, as we have another look at this. Kept his head as still as he probably can with a shot like that. Could have gone into the reds there if he wished, but I think he's looking for a little more control. He'll probably play up for the blue or even the pink to go into the reds.
5. Six. Eleven.
There's not much room here. Well played.
12.
Very handy pot in that because he could play for the pink, which he could really do with being in play, as the black is out of commission.
Eighteen.
Once again, Judd stops in his tracks. Out of position again here. There's so many reds available. It's quite a surprise.
Twenty-four.
Well, so many open reds, I mean, he would have been cursed not to land on something there. It's been a bit of an adventure, this.
25.
Yeah, not under tight control, is it, that cue ball, you've got to say.
Dear me.
30.
Is he on a red? Maybe one on... Ah, he's looking at one into the centre pocket. These are all testing pots that he's facing. Just caught the edge
31.
Audrey's okay, surely now. They can keep better tight control of the cue ball.
$37.
So he's not been plain sailing this, but he's still edging towards 4-4.
38.
We've had 9 deciders this week. And if you were going to put money on it, I think you'd suspect we're going to get a 10th here tonight.
$43. $44. $47.
It's been a walk on eggshells kind of break, this, hasn't it? It's been not flowing and fluent in the way you would like, but the balls have been going in. And that
48.
one should make it 4-4. And there is still enough on for another century.
54. 55. 61. 62. 69. 70. 77. 78.
So now, every chance to make this century. And there's no doubt Neil Robertson's record of 103 for a single season is under threat. Trump here closing in on number 52
94.
for this campaign. And he's in every tournament, if he wants to be, for the rest of the season.
99.
And he wants to make them. There was no idea of playing exhibition shots. He wants centuries on the board. He's made another one. He was a bit rocky early on in that break. He had to get over a few hurdles, but he did. And this match, now best of three. Once again, they cannot be separated. This time, it's Judd Trump who makes the ton. And we're all square again at 4-4. So 4-4. We've had an exchange of centuries. 105 it was from Trump. He went in off the last black. And, of course, Ding had made 110 in the previous frame. Trump had a century as well in frame 5. And it feels like they're not quite at their best, but they're making the big breaks now, aren't they?
Yes, it's really coming alive, this match now. This was a super pot from Judd. Very handy little nudge from the red, which deflected the cue ball onto the jaw of the middle pocket. And this was a spectacular shot. But Judd loves these long screwbacks into bulk. He pots so many of them. But difficult to do under pressure, and a bit of an exhibition shot at the end just to wow the crowd.
The crowd are certainly wowed, I think, and no one leaving, are they? Because this is a thriller, and we've got a potential 3 frames still to play. Tomorrow, the final, one of the great occasions in snooker, the UK Championship final. Ronnie O'Sullivan will be gracing the stage once again. 1:45 local time, we'll have the studio build-up. 1:45 CET. In fact, it'll be the first time tomorrow O'Sullivan's played in the evening. All his matches have been in the afternoon. But it's unavoidable when you get down to the final. It'll be some evening as well. Obviously, we'll be jostling for position first session, and then I guess the real fireworks to come from 7 local time. Tickets on general sale in the morning. It's matches like this that will make people log on and try and pick them up for next year. 4-4, an exchange of centuries. Trump answering the call with that 105.
Make sure your phones are on silent, please.
And we have a potential 3 frames left to play. Ding, remember, has already survived 2 deciders.
Well, similar long red has been left on here for Judd Trump to one that he potted in the previous frame. The difference is, though, the cue ball is only an inch off the bulk cushion. So he can't do anything with the cue ball now in terms of swinging it around the angles towards bulk. So I think he's going to have to look for a safety hit. Oh, well, I'm only guessing here, but I would suggest that cue ball just drifted ever so slightly off its true course and caused that double kiss. That's not a mistake a player of Judd's class expects to make. Yes, he's indicating with his cue that did turn slightly towards the pocket. Oh, well. He's certainly on the pink. He can cut the black in as well if he wished, but the black may be tied up if he does so. So if he is on the pink, it may be better to leave the black where it is until he can pot the red that's close to the black spot there. Oh, well, the pink spot's occupied. Did Ding not realise that? Had no choice anyway. He'd have had to play the pink or the black. Played that beautifully. Well, next question. Does the red that's next to the pink pot at all into the right corner? From that overhead, I would say yes, it does.
13. $14.
Certainly has the angle on the pink to go into the reds, unless there's something that pots somewhere, or a plant. Into the reds it was. Oh, look at the action on the cue ball, my goodness. Now that's worth a replay. Very rarely do you see a player play a shot that well. He's gone into the pack of reds, played it with a lot of left-hand side on the cue ball. Now look at the cue ball here, and it rebounds off the cushion. It goes back towards the reds. For decades, up until probably only 8 or 10 years ago, players started playing that shot that way. Oh, that's tight.
$21. $26.
Oh, Ding looking very displeased. I can only assume the red next to the black doesn't pot. Very unlucky. Is there a plant somewhere? No, the red by the black doesn't pot, but are those two reds a plant in the middle of that group there? Behind the pink? I think there's a red just in the middle of those two that prevent the plant from being made. Very unlucky here, Ding, and this will be a big chance if you can just pot this red.
Yes, well, you have to keep a toe at the very least on the floor. All the fun things to do on a Saturday night. I'm not sure this shot is on the list.
This is very awkward for our referee as well, Desislava, because she's trying to keep out of the way of Ding, but she could do with being a lot closer to this. Oh, Ding's decided he doesn't like it at all. But what about the red to the right centre? I can only assume that's not on either. If the red to the right centre were to be available, he could still play for the black from it. Let's have a look at this again. Ding is known for his ability as a positional player. He's very much like Steve Davis, the great player from the 80s and 90s. He was known for getting so close to the object ball, and Ding's in that mould, but he's just been very unlucky there. Had that cue ball stopped an inch shorter, there wouldn't be a problem.
Well, we're back to plan A. With some encouragement from the audience.
Settle down, please.
Nearly 3 minutes to eventually play the shot. dear. Never liked it. He's laughed it, but the red is possible to right middle.
Oh, it's a shame. I feel sorry for Ding there. It was most unfortunate.
One.
Well, that's what pressure does to a player. And Judd Trump is under pressure.
One.
Ding looking at the black. I'd personally still prefer the blue here. The red that's in open play wouldn't be too difficult, but he does appear to be going in and out of bulk. Well, if he wants to go in and out of bulk, then I probably would prefer to play the black.
Yeah, we're at a very tense phase now of the match. 4-4 in this race to 6. Big prize tomorrow to play O'Sullivan in the final. With a chance to add to the haul of UK titles already have. Ding, of course, has won 3. Trump 1 so far. Yeah, pressure's on, isn't it? The pressure is on.
Then Junhui. 8.
Oh, Ding's cueing seemed to break down there. It was a terrible strike of the ball. Had that sort of double pause as well before striking the cue ball. I don't think Judd can see enough of the red next to the black to play safety from that. So this is tricky. Oh, a little bit fortunate that the cue balls run into bulk. Has he covered the red? Yes, I'm certain that he has.
Yeah, it's got edgy
It got edgy after that exchange of centuries. It's amazing how if one player just makes the odd error, it seems almost contagious when it's such a close match.
Judd can pop both of those reds. Ding was unfortunate there. Just caught the jaw of the middle pocket. Well, if Judd can see the red that's closest to the right corner, surely that's the one to play.
One.
Oh, what on earth are we going to witness next? Look at that. Judd is snookered in all 6 colours. I just can't believe what happens sometimes. It's incredible. Have a look at this again. Lovely pot. Just flicks that red and somehow is nestled against that one, and you can see what Judd thought of that. It's amazing, isn't it? And he can't play the black. He'd leave a red on. He has to try and make contact with the bulk colour here.
Brown ball. Foul. And a miss. Judd Trump 1, Ding Junhui 4.
And Dave, this is one of those awful situations for a player. Ding doesn't really want to take that red on. He can't really put Judd back in. You can ask him to play again, but what if he plays the shot better and snookers him?
Exactly. His hand's been forced. I mean, he could get the shot next time he'd be snookered. He could take the shot on and pot the red, so he's got to play it. Big shot. Big frame now.
Oh, that red just caught the near jaw, and it was just played with enough pace to keep it out. I mean, it looked into me, Dave.
Yeah, I suspect, you know, the people who like to put the shots on social media, them going in easily, won't be putting that one up. They do stay out, and it's given Ding a great chance here to go 5-4 up.
1.
But there's pressure on. We've seen that in this frame. Suddenly the nerves have descended, which I suppose they should do in a match like this, with the stakes as high as they are. Ding has got to try and stay cool.
Five. Six.
Well, Ding doesn't have too much more to do to take a 5-4 lead. Just a couple more
30.
reds and colours.
14.
And it's worth saying his last victory over Trump was 7 years ago in another semi-final, the International Championship. That was a two-session affair, 9-4. Of course, he's not had many meetings since, but he has lost the last 3. And in that period, of course, Trump, you know, has really pressed on in terms of
21.
the number of trophies in his cabinet.
$22.
So this black looking like 5-4 ding. Very tense frame this. Trump was a little unlucky at times when he wasn't on a colour, for instance.
29.
After potting that red. But there were mistakes as well.
30.
There's tension growing in the air. Someone had to go 5-4 up. It's going to be ding. Can Trump hit back and force the decider? I'm sure the crowd would love to see one.
$37. 38. $45. 46. 53. 54.
Well, nice here just to try and clear these and just release some of that tension that was clearly being felt by both earlier on in the frame.
$61. 63.
And now ding feels great again.
$70. 75.
So it's over to Trump to try and find a response to this.
81.
You wouldn't be surprised if it was 5-all, but Ding Junhui in the driving seat clearly.
He's made the clearance of 88 to go back. He needs 1, Trump needs 2 to reach the final of the UK Championship.
So we have a possible 2 frames left. Judd Trump needs to win them both. Ding needing 1 to advance. He's already, in the 3 matches he's won here in York this week, he's already had to survive deciders. In fact, comebacks against Mark Allen, and he was, of course, 5-4 down to Mark Williams last night, 1-6-5. So, you know, this is territory that he's used to this week. Trump has not had a close match until tonight. Now he's got to win the last 2. We know what a fighter he is. We saw it at the English Open, remember, in the semi-final. He was 5-2 down to John Higgins. In the final, he was 7-3 down. When he won in Belfast, he made a series of recoveries there. So we know he will dig in. It's a question of how many chances he gets. Ding may only need 1. That's the problem, to win the match. So the first priority, of course, for Trump is to try and get in and draw level. And the final tomorrow, best of 19. It's $250,000 to the winner. Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course, is waiting here to see who comes through. The first session, 1:45 CET. That's 1:45 British time for the full build-up with our team in the studio.
Thank you. Frame 10. Judd Trump to break.
Judd Trump then attempting to force a decider in this seesaw battle with Ding Junhui. There's never been more than a frame between them. Ding eventually got in for 88 after quite a nervy start to frame 9. And here in frame 10, they're both getting plenty of support. Ding, of course, looking to get to the finish line. Trump to take us to one more frame.
Good break off from Judd, finding the bulk cushion. Ding, though, I think will be looking to leave the cue ball here behind the black and the red. And sometimes a player's mindset can just change slightly in a situation like this. Ding may feel, being just one frame away from victory now, that he doesn't need necessarily to take any risks. At the same time, you must always remain positive. You don't want to change your style of play too much. You've got to carry on in the same vein. At the end of the day, the way that Ding's been playing this evening has got him to this 5-4 lead. From our overhead shot, from our commentary box here, always looked as though that red was going to go close, but I'm not sure Ding even looked at that.
Yellow ball. Hang 1.
Well, there the frame scores, the 3 centuries you can see being highlighted.
No problem for Ding to play a safety shot into bulk here, but he'll be very keen to hide that red that could be potable. That's near that left corner there.
Well, there's a sort of shy glance from Ding towards both Trump and the referee there, wasn't there? Wasn't returned.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a re-rack. Ding doesn't seem to want to play into bulk for fear of leaving that potable red to left corner. Because of the position of the pink, Judd can't play into bulk from here either. I just wonder if they're delaying the inevitable here, really.
Well, I was watching Trump. He's not looked in Ding's direction, so the glance has not been returned.
Oh, well, there is a chance of playing to bulk here for Judd Trump if he wishes, but he may leave that red on if he's not careful. taking a risk there for me, Judd, because Ding can play this red. The cue ball will be going around the back of the red and black.
Crowd living every shot. It always, I mean, this is a meeting that's always sort of produced the goods in whatever tournament they played in, and again, it always looked to be exciting. At times it hasn't been the highest quality, but that adds to the drama. If the odd miss comes along, just raises the excitement levels.
Well, perhaps not the best shot from Ding there. There is a red that will pot into the left centre for Judd. And he can run up for the blue, and he wouldn't leave an easy pot for Ding. But he doesn't want anything to do with it. And that's why he knew one good safety shot could put Ding in a spot of bother. Well, if Ding hasn't left that red on, it's only safe by probably a millimetre. Oh, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. There is definitely red on into the left centre now for Judd. Slightly awkward cueing, yes, but I can't see Judd not taking this on.
Big shot in a big moment, in a big match. Got it.
One.
So he's in with his chance. His first chance to make this 5 each.
Bad contact, but he did have the reverse side on the cue ball. Okay, he's not straight on the red by any means. So the cue ball will probably be cannoning other balls here. No guarantee of position. There you can see the black leave the bed of the table, and that threw the cue ball off to the left a little as we look. which meant he didn't get nice and straight on this red as he intended. Does have a red to the centre though. The cue ball will have to go in and out of bulk.
9.
Well, that wasn't a clean pot, and look where the cue ball's finished. You'll have to just drop this in very slowly for that red that's just above the black that's available.
He's done it well, hasn't he? I mean, it's a feature of his game. He does seem to at times lose his way, but he's such a good potter. He can recover, but I guess the idea is to try and keep things as simple as you can.
$15. $22. $23.
Ding waits to see if he will get back to the table in this frame, or will it be the decider? Crowd entranced. This was the moment that the frame turned. This was the shot that let Trump have a go at that red to middle.
26.
That's finished about as awkwardly as it was likely to. This red to the left centre will need some attention. Did need some attention. Wow.
Judd Trump, 31.
Goodness, I didn't expect Judd to miss it. I just knew it was missable. What tension, what drama.
That's the thing, you know, as I said, we've seen him recover so many times, you almost sort of just assume, OK, it's not ideal, but he'll pot it. But he has missed it. So Ding, who we saw watchful in his seat, does come back to the table. 30 points in it.
Now, is there a gap through for the red just below the pink? There is. Wasn't much of a backswing there, he more or less poked it in, but he's beautifully on the black. What a chance this is for Ding.
In his hands, as you say, golden chance. For someone who's...
I hope you enjoyed. Please give a like and subscribe.